G'day guys, I have to share this with you. My last client of the day today, who I fitted in, he was absolutely just sort of fitted in due to a COVID cancellation, which is the new goddamn norm now. Thank you, COVID. Anyway, this guy, I have to share this with you because this guy was the quintessential HIP protocol client. And I know sometimes it's hard to put a face to what that client looks like. This guy was definitely that for me. Anyway, came in, set him down. There's no doubt straight away that he was struggling. His stride was quite short just walking into the treatment room, and I'm like, okay, right, tell us what's going on. He goes, well, I've got this pain through the front of my hip. My glutes are really sore and stiff. Getting a bit of lower back pain. I'm like, okay, well, what do you reckon to put this on? And he's like, yep, no. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm new to trail running. I've went out and did a 13k trail run on the weekend. Stupidly, I did 2 body fit sessions after that, which I'm like, okay, not ideal. But that was, and then obviously from there it progressively got worse to the point where this, anterior hip pain started to really kick in, and as I said, he was really struggling to take his dog for a walk, and obviously got to the point where he's actually a salesman, so he drives a lot of the time as well, which is not ideal. Sits a lot of the day, then obviously gets out and trails run and does body fit sessions. So it's just classic overload. All right, we'll need to do our checks and balances, make sure we're not dealing with anything significantly bad with your hip, because I've not seen you before. So get him up on the table straight away, do a fair and a favours. Nothing going on there, which is great. And then obviously tested his internal rotation passively, bang, straight away, hip flexor. Lucky to get 20 degrees, significant, like, oh yeah, wow, really feel that. Checked his hip extension, yep, straight away feeling it through the pull as well, through the front of the hip flexor attachment. So, once again, this is all classic hip protocol stuff. Spent a bit of time doing some palpation on his glute med and his glute minimus, and obviously his QL, all with fiery as hell. So no big surprise there. And so anyway, we'll get him on the table straight off. Sat on that hip flexor trigger point just above the left trochanter, that little gold spot. Sat on for about 3 minutes, just waiting. Obviously subsides. Off. Retest his internal rotation straight away, extra 5 degrees range movement, a lot less pitchy, catchy pain through the front there as well. So he's like, wow, that's incredible, that's awesome. I'm like, yep, that's a really good sign. Sat on it again for probably another 2 minutes, improved it even more. Then I got in, hit his TFL, which was predominantly hot as hell, which no surprise because that glute's not real happy. So that TFL's just really grabbed on, really made that real, locked up that last bit of internal rotation, worked through like that. And obviously he was chewing on a bit of wood for that one, not necessarily, but once again, retested his internal rotation, nothing then, absolutely nothing on in range whatsoever. He was like stoked, I can't believe that, that's fantastic. Mind you, this guy's got a history of a lot of soft tissue injuries and overtraining, so once again, he's no friend to himself, and he's fully aware of that as well. He's fully aware of it. Anyway, then on to reductor magnus, because obviously that's going to be, I'm thinking, well, I wonder what this is going to be like. He's like, hey, hang on a minute, why are you working through there? And I'm like, well, and he goes, look, the reason I ask you that is I get a lot of cramping through there. And I go, well, simple fact, the reason is the inhibitor for your glute med is your reductor magnus, and it situates in this place, and that's why we often goes, oh wow, that explains a hell of a lot to me. So anyway, work through his adductor magnus, and then once again test that internal rotation again, was just really take all the end range stiffness out of it as well. Then got him on his side, worked his QL trigger points, and then obviously hit the glute med and glute medius and glute minimus trigger points. I was like, oh, so fiery. Anyway, up, and everything had dropped out. Couldn't believe his hip extension was back. Couldn't reproduce anything that he had beforehand. The bit of the problem for this guy is that he's a salesman, sits in the car and drives for long hours, and obviously the problem with that, he's in situ a lot of the time, and then he gets out and starts running, does body fit sessions. So there's, it's just the perfect vicious soup for him in that respect. But anyway, just classic. Got him back in. He's lined up to do a 15k trail run this weekend, which I'm like, oh, it would be really nice if he took a week off and just let things settle down, but he's obviously booked in to do this, so I've got him back in Friday, so we'll do another session with him again, and we'll probably follow up with another one possibly on the Monday, and that'll give us 3 under the belt, really free up that hip. But that was, the quintessential hip protocol person for sure. So just thought I'd share that with you guys, and hope you're all having an awesome day in clinic, and I'm heading off home, so catch you later.